to episode 3 of One More Take. I'm your host, Hanan.
I'm your host, Salim.
Welcome back.
For No Yo today.
No yo today. We got to switch it up every now and then, keep people on their toes. Keep you on your toes, son.
true,
You know what I'm saying?
true, yeah.
Salim.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
getting there.
Exactly.
I'm getting there.
Exactly.
Tamira was like,
Exactly.
so it's Salim this whole time.
Exactly.
So now she's calling you Salim.
Exactly.
It reminds me of how I actually say
You know,
it.
shouts to her.
Shouts to her for real. But also, like, let's talk about you for a second. You had 20 years to correct me and your other close friends, and you decided not to up until what, last year?
I say like 3 years ago.
3 years ago. 3 years ago, you're like, oh, by the way, it's
You know what?
you've been
Better
pronouncing it
late than
wrong
never.
for 15 years.
Better late than never, I
Okay,
guess.
okay, fair. All right, fair enough. Anyway, we got some good stuff today, man.
Yeah,
we got some
we've
really
got
cool stuff.
great, some great content that I'm looking forward to kind of discussing.
Yes, so what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a fun little movie bracket, a comedy movie bracket, and then obviously we have our classic TV episode.
Mm-hmm.
Same theme, comedy. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep it all the same today in terms of the content that we're gonna speak about, and then obviously we have our hot takes of the week.
Well, not even hot takes, a bit over warm
yeah,
take.
it's more like hear me out take.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah, is it fair?
That's it. That's perfect.
Okay, just hear me out take.
Hear me out take.
Hear me out take. Because actually, I don't believe what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna convince myself. I'm gonna
try and make myself believe what I'm saying.
All right, so before we get into the first part, let me just explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So brackets are great because it's just, this versus this onto the next round, and then that thing will compete obviously with the other thing, right?
Yeah.
Up until we get to the winner, and then we'll finally choose a champion. So what we're doing is the top 16 comedy films this century.
Okay.
Top 16 comedy films this century.
There's some good movies in there as well.
There's some good movies. There's some ones that we missed out on.
Mm-hmm.
So before
Should
we
do
actually
like honorable mentions.
honorable mentions,
Yeah.
maybe not that honorable for you because I mentioned one or two. You're like, why are we even thinking about that movie? So some of the movies that we missed out on that we won't be ranking today is Horrible Bosses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm great. I'm glad you made that choice.
You're not a fan of Horrible Bosses?
I don't know, man. I just don't. It's just.
Is it
it's
just
very.
like just a fun
it's
little
run of the mill.
gimmick, I guess?
Gimmicky movie.
I
Charlie
get what you
Day.
mean.
Charlie Day is great in there.
Jason Bateman wasn't.
Jason Bateman.
No, it's not his best.
Oh, it was Jennifer Aniston in there, right?
Jennifer Aniston. She was funny though.
She was funny.
She was funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, fair.
It's okay. It's not the most horrible movie.
Yeah.
But the list that we chose, those movies.
You're not gonna get in. You're not gonna get in that movie
Yeah.
in this
You know,
list.
it's a hard bracket to get into. So yeah.
Because we were gonna do 32, and then we're like, that's just too much.
Yeah,
32 would have been too much.
That'll
60,
take
I
a
think,
lot
was
of time as
perfect.
well.
Exactly. Another honorable mention was 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
Just a fun movie, I guess.
It's a fun movie. People were obsessed with it when it first came out.
Yeah.
Who's in there? Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we also had Pineapple Express.
Yeah, I'm quite sad about that actually.
That was a tough one. That was a tough
one.
Because basically what it came down to was Scott Pilgrim versus the World and Pineapple Express, and we had to say my boy Michael Cera, man.
Yeah, sorry Michael Cera, man.
No, we chose Michael Cera.
Sorry to Michael Cera. Sorry to
Seth Rogen. But you're here.
And Danny McBride.
Oh, Danny McBride, he's funny.
He's very funny. Do you watch The Righteous Gemstones?
It's the best. It's so dumb. But like also like very insightful in terms of like,
that world of like
It's
of
satire, for sure.
evangelical pastors and stuff,
and they're making just obscene amount of money, which is actually happening, which is sad. Anyway, the next one was, I'm not sure if you watched this, The Death of Stalin.
Yeah, I don't think I've watched that.
Very good, I recommend it, guys. And then finally,
when did it come out?
Came out honestly like 2016.
Okay.
2017,
Yeah,
2016.
I don't think I remember that.
It's just funny, man. Again, another satire on Stalin's death and how the Communist Party, it's just how they freaked out before and after. And then finally, this is one of my toughest submissions, man. And you were like, I don't even care about this movie. This is 40.
This is 40, yeah.
Come on, my boy Paul Rudd, man.
I think This is 40 kind of came out at a time where like comedy movies were on a decline.
So what does that even mean? Are you
Like,
saying because
it's
it was
average.
the best? Yeah, the best out of
It's
a
the best
bad
of
bunch.
like of a bunch, yeah, to be fair. But it's not good enough to be on the list. But what I am glad though
Go
is
on.
you didn't put in any Kevin Hart movie. Kevin Hart, The Rock comedy movies.
Get
I'm
Hard.
so glad.
Well, I'm not gonna put in Get Hard.
I'm glad you
With him
didn't.
and Will Ferrell.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. It's I actually find him funny. As
Who?
a
Will Ferrell?
personality. No, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
As a personality, he's actually quite fun with some of his interviews.
Yeah.
But his movies are
His
actually
movies
kind
are
of tough
whack.
to watch sometimes. Yeah,
Not good.
not good. Soul Plane was really bad, but that's why it was good because it was so bad. Like Snoop Dogg was a pilot. What are we doing?
Yeah, no.
All right, so those were the admissions. Let us know if we, at the end of this episode, let us know if we missed out on any. I'm sure some of you guys will be like, how did you forget this? How did you forget that? But hey, man, we're not perfect.
Let us know. Let us know if there's a movie that is actually... Because it's quite hard going through the list because there's so many good movies and sometimes you can just miss out or have a blank on some of the really good comedy movies. Yeah. So, yeah, let us know if we miss anything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's like one or two like foreign really good comedy movies that are probably missing out, but I can't think of any right now.
You're right. This is very North American / British centric. You're right. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. So basically, guys, there's no real criteria here. We're just gonna go
vibes and how we're feeling today.
Exactly. Like, what is immediately when I say the two films? What are you thinking? Okay. What is the first movie you're thinking about? So let's go for the first one. All right, cool. So this is a trilogy for both movies. We have Hangover versus Anchorman.
Oh, Will Ferrell versus all them people in that movie.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, Zach something.
Yeah, the guy from the
Office.
Zach Galifianakis, something like that.
But Anchorman is so good, especially the first one.
That's why
the first Anchorman is so good.
But in terms of a trilogy, which trilogy is better? Is it the Hangover?
As a trilogy?
Because don't forget, we have to rate it as a trilogy.
Yeah, as a trilogy, I'd say the Hangover is better.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
2 or 3 were better than 2
or 3. Yeah, the first one was okay. 2 or 3 were like quite good. I think once it kind of gained momentum, they just kind of got a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. The first Anchorman is what I'm sticking to.
Yeah. All right. So you'll say Hangover.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hangover.
I'm gonna say Hangover as well because I do prefer Hangover 1 versus Anchorman 1. Like, you had the other way around. But I actually think the first Hangover is one of the best comedy films that was ever released. And also the timing of it as well. It was so important for the comedy movie industry because it was starting to die out after 08, 09. And this came out and this was, I think to this day, the biggest comedy of all time.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. No in terms of like its worldwide release and box office success, Hangover's number 1.
Oh, yeah. And it's also 3 of them as well. So, yeah.
And also, let's not forget, man, it launched a lot of careers as well. Not only it launched, but it put a lot of people on the map.
Especially the guy from The Office. Like, he was just, a run-of-the-mill actor. He blew up. Yeah. I feel like people gained more... The Office gained more viewers. Yeah. Bradley Cooper was obviously the biggest star over there, but like somehow he kind of got outshined by the other of them. But yeah, I feel like it's quite hard to do a trilogy in comedy movies. Like it always dies down.
Yeah.
The first one is always good. The second one is that by the third time,
trilogies in general are quite tough because Godfather was terrible.
Exactly. So,
but comedies are especially difficult.
Comedy, for comedies, there's less creativity in there, and it kind of becomes a bit of a shtick. Which by the third movie, it did become a bit of a shtick.
Where we're going now again? You guys get refeed
exactly.
Like, how does that happen?
Once you do 1 or 2 things and you do it again, it kind of gets a bit boring. Yeah. I did like Ken was the Asian guy, Ken something.
Yeah. He blew up from that as well.
Yeah, he blew up from that. Yeah. So yeah,
he was really funny in that.
It was a good movie for its time. I'm not gonna lie.
For sure. So we're gonna say Hangover.
Yeah, Hangover. But Will Ferrell is a comedic genius, though.
100%. That
big
guy,
time.
We might have 1 or 2 more movies of his on this list. He's special. Let's keep it moving. So next one is Bridesmaids versus Four Lions.
Oh, this is also hard. I really like Four Lions.
I do.
I really like Four Lions.
Maybe it was unfair to put it against Bridesmaids. Yeah. So Four Lions, I would say, it's more of a cult classic.
Yeah, cult classic.
Yeah.
Four Lions, I don't think it's widely known, but
just give a quick brief.
So Four Lions is basically kind of like a satire of I think terrorist extremism. So like basically a group of young people living in the UK in the north, and kind of them getting radicalized and sort of kind of how they go through that extremism. It's very funny, and it kind of points a lot of fingers at just that kind of world, that extremism world, and like how sometimes they are portrayed in the news, and it's a really good movie, and the actors in there are also really good. I think Riz Ahmed is in there, who's now one of the biggest movie stars. He's huge. But it's a British show. I don't think that many people know. You're right, it is a cult classic, but it's kind of tough to put against Bridesmaids,
which is one of the biggest
Bridesmaids
of all time.
Is so good because one, I love the fact that it's just one and done. Yeah, they didn't, even though it was really big, right? It was big at the time.
The expectations of those type of companies is let's do another one.
Let's do a sequel. Let's do this. It was so good that actually I think it got like an Oscar nomination.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
at least a couple
movies
Oscar
do not
nominations.
get
Yeah,
Oscars?
it's very rare. Like it's the same like level as like horror movies getting nominated for Oscars. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And it was just, I think the writing, the story, the actors, they were all really good. The Bridesmaids. So I think as much as I love Four Lions, that's easy.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna go for Bridesmaids as well, simply because it's a brilliant movie.
Yeah,
it's just a very funny movie.
It's a very funny movie. The cast is good. The storyline is good.
Yeah,
the ending is good. Like
had
Rudolph
great moments. Had
great moments. Yeah. Like Melissa McCarthy stole that though.
Yeah. She kind of took over that movie. But Four Lions got a special place in my heart.
Yeah,
shout out to you.
Shout out, if you haven't watched Four Lions, we definitely say
you should watch
check it out.
You should watch it. All right, next one: 40-Year-Old Virgin versus Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
This is tough.
Okay, first of all, do you like 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I love 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Because for some people it's a hit or miss.
I love the 40-Year-Old Virgin. Yeah. Like Steve Carell.
I can rewatch that movie over and over. Yeah.
Again and again and again.
Yeah.
But Scott Pilgrim versus I'll be honest, I haven't watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World in a very long time. Yeah. But Michael Cera goes crazy.
Yeah, he does. I think there's a cartoon version as well.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't
know
that.
It's a very so the movie's obviously quite funny and interesting, but it's different to any other movie that's on here because it felt like a comic book. It was just a comic book comedy, really.
What year did it come out as well, by the way?
09?
09? Yeah.
I think he was still doing Arrested Development.
Oh, he was?
He was.
Yeah, you're right. He still was.
And then obviously he had Superbad around that time. In terms of like Michael Cera's...
Yeah, Michael, in the late 2000s.
Prime Michael Cera? Prime Michael Jordan, Michael Cera.
He had it.
Yeah, we got.
Wasn't he in that movie with something Nora's Playlist? Was it in that, or was that a different one as well?
Oh, I can't remember that one.
Yeah, Nick and Nora's Playlist.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. I think he was in there. I might be mistaken, but that was also a good movie.
His little peak, his was insane. Yeah. We've got to do a little Michael Cera deep dive one day.
Yeah.
All right, so 40-Year-Old Virgin, Scott Pilgrim.
I think that's kind of easy. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Steve Carell just goes crazy.
Yeah,
I really love that scene where Kevin Hart's in it though.
Yeah. That like just every now and then is on your timeline.
Yeah,
because people just like can't help but keep that because it's so funny. But yeah, so 40-Year-Old Virgin for me is definitely the winner. It came out at a really interesting time for The Office as well.
Yeah.
This is right after the first season
of The Office, right.
And ratings wise, it didn't do that great. And then 40-Year-Old Virgin was released, and season 2 was just
it blew up,
everyone
and
like Steve Carell.
And like I don't know, I feel like at that time I didn't know who Steve Carell was.
Yeah,
and so I watched that movie.
Yeah, same. Because that's true.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, right?
Because I think he did Bruce Almighty after that.
Yeah, Evan Almighty.
Yeah,
after that. But like I remember at that time I used to like the 05, 06, 07. I used to watch movies and stuff, right? So then that era I never used to watch TV shows. So I was a late watcher of The Office, right? In general, whether
you were watching it during the
during. So I kind of watched it in like 2012, like the last season of it.
Same.
So prior to that, I always used to see I always knew Stephen Carell as the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Same. To me, actually, the first thing I think of was 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think of Stephen Carell.
And also after that, I think of Evan Almighty.
Do you really? Even though it's a terrible movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But it's just that movie is
because it came out at a time when you same. It's awful though. Awful.
Yeah.
I do not recommend that.
Yeah.
But guys, hear me out.
Absolutely not. It's horrible.
If you watch that, it's on you. Yeah. All right. 40-Year-Old Virgin wins that one. Shout out to Scott Pilgrim though. Shout out to Michael Cera. All right. So the next one. This is a good one. Step Brothers versus School of Rock.
Oh yeah. Jack Black versus Will Ferrell.
That's it. So you're gonna put that out.
Let me think.
You can't simplify it that much.
Yeah, I can't simplify
because you also have.
John C. Reilly.
Come on.
John Cusack.
Come on. Listen, I love School of Rock, but I think I did it dirty.
Yeah.
I think I did it dirty.
I think you.
It's my fault.
Put it on the other side.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
We're gonna put this down as a hand issue.
Yeah. I'm sorry, School of Rock will put you against
Step
Brothers.
Step Brothers. Remember at the beginning of the podcast, guys, we did a Step Brothers review, and it was a blast.
Yeah.
That movie is so good.
It's so good, man. It's the first of all the original script. It's such an original idea.
Yeah.
That I love. I love that about that movie as well.
And
those two together are like perfect in terms of their synergy.
There's nothing to be said about that.
It's tough.
Quite easy. It's quite tough.
But School of Rock is great though.
It's quite easy. I mean, School of Rock It was great.
To this day, it still exists. There's a play both in New York and London
really?
right now. Yeah, I watched the play here. Really good. Kids smash it here as well. So shout out to them. But yeah, School of Rock is a great movie. It's a classic movie as well. But when you compare it to Step Brothers, I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I apologize to Jack Black.
Apologies. All right, cool. Let's move across to the next bracket before we do the semi-finals.
Okay.
Oh no, the quarterfinals. All right, so Rush Hour 2. This is not even close. Versus White Chicks.
Yeah.
All right, all right, you're right.
Come on now.
Come on. White Chicks. I'm joking. Rush Hour 2. You're right.
White Chicks is funny.
Let me just talk about Rush Hour, okay?
Okay.
So without like, I'm not trying to be different. I'm trying to be, hey, look at me, I'm contrarian. Rush Hour is my favorite movie of all time.
Of all time.
Okay. Because it brings me the most joy.
Yeah.
That Rush Hour 1, Rush Hour 2 is legitimately my favorite.
I love Rush Hour 1
of all time. It makes me so happy. When I was a kid, I would get lost in that world. I was obsessed with Jackie Chan, and then when them two came together,
oh my days!
Listen, like, man, black people love Jackie Chan.
I had a crazy obsession with Jackie Chan as a kid. The cartoon, we've discussed this so many times.
Jackie Chan Adventures. That was hard.
I've actually rewatched as an adult. I'm not gonna lie to you. That is that.
I wouldn't blame you.
That is such a good cartoon, like for children back in the day. And yeah, I think I started watching that first, and then the Rush Hour movies.
Yeah. Rush Hour was a special place in my heart.
Yeah, like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. That's a great.
Them two together.
And they've got some really funny scenes in that.
Oh man, yeah, we should do it. We should do a rewatch on that one day.
Definitely.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
So Rush Hour beats out White Chicks. Next one, Forgetting Sarah Marshall versus Knocked Up. This is close.
Yeah, this is close.
They're
quite on par. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think I know what you're gonna say. About
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a really good breakup movie. Knocked Up is just. It's just
early
so
20s.
Good. Early 20s.
You make a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone gets
now
pregnant.
You're pregnant.
And it's like, well, I have to be an adult now.
You're a stoner with a bunch of stoner friends.
Yeah.
You get a very serious woman pregnant. And
it's so funny how life can just
changes
and
like
that's
that.
what the movie's about. It's about hanging out with your friends, and then within 2 months, you're now going to be your dad soon. Yeah. It's like, wait, what just happened?
But Jason Segel in
both of them.
He was. Oh my god.
He wasn't knocked up as well. He just played that weird creep with a mustache. Yeah. But Jason Segel is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Yeah. Special performance.
I'm gonna choose Knocked Up though.
Really?
Yeah. I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I'm choosing Knocked Up.
Yeah.
Knocked Up came out.
I just think ITV2 when I think of Knocked Up because it's always on there, bro. But for people who don't know, she's like a shitty little channel in the UK.
Shitty channel, and they only show 2 movies. Yeah. Right. The Mummy. Hot Fuzz, and Knocked Up. 3 movies. That's the only show that they can afford. And you know what? It's always a great time.
Yeah.
It's always a great time.
Listen, if I'm there, I'm not going to skip it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just won't skip it.
I'm not going to skip it.
Yeah.
But I think for me, the reason why I love Knocked Up is I think it's the first Seth Rogen. No, that's a lie. No. That might be not a lie. No. That might be the first Seth Rogen movie I've watched.
Oh,
but okay. Didn't Superbad and Knocked Up come out in the same year?
Same year.
Seth Rogen had like the the late 2000s comedies on Smash.
That boy was killing it.
Yeah, he was killing it. But yeah, Knocked Up.
Yeah?
Cool.
I agree. I don't think it's particularly close. Okay, cool. So next one. This is a good one. Shaun of the Dead versus Mean Girls.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead. Didn't it have the same guy from
Hot Fuzz?
Yeah. Zombies.
Yeah. What's his name again? Oh, don't do this. I like the guy.
Yeah.
The British guy.
The British guy. Simon Pegg.
Well done. Let's go. Yeah. I love Shaun of the Dead, but
I watched Mean Girls recently, like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
It's absolutely special.
Tina Fey went crazy.
Goes crazy, and I think the reason why Mean Girls is so funny, it's a comedy. Mm-hmm. It's a comedy movie, but it doesn't have the usual elements of a comedy movie. If that makes sense.
What do you mean? We'll go on.
Like a lot of the comedy movies that we watch, like there's a lot of physical acting. There's a lot of like gimmicks in there. Sometimes a few sticks here and there, but Mean Girls is just straight drama. That's just funny. Yeah. Great cast.
Yeah, it's. When you pitch it, it's silly.
Yeah.
It's just a high school drama. That's what it is.
It's definitely the best high school related movie.
Oh, here we go. That's a take.
It might be one of the best. Not the best.
Superbad. We're gonna get into it soon. Superbad.
Oh.
So let's save it. Let's save it.
I'll pause it there.
Yeah. Mean Girls, in terms of its relevancy today, the rewatchability.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls will
it
never
knocks
die.
out Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is really funny. It's
But
really
it's just
interesting. It's
just
about like friendship and love, but
cultural impact alone of Mean Girls
Facts.
is just
facts.
out there.
Yeah, there's a play of that as well. Next one. This is the final one in this round. Superbad versus Hot Fuzz.
Oh, this is. I'm not gonna lie to you. People think this is easy, but this is hard for me.
Go.
Because I think I watched Hot Fuzz like at least maximum.
Okay, we know Superbad. I'll talk about Superbad.
Yeah.
Tell me why you love Hot Fuzz.
20 times I think I watched it, mainly because it's always on ITV. But it's so funny, man. It's probably one of the best comedy movies like from the in the British films. It's about like I can't remember what it was about, but it's like zombies as well, right? Or something like that.
Yeah. It's not.
No, sorry, it's not zombie. It's like who done it murder, a cult and who done it murder, and like
a
him,
village, but it's not
a village in a really small village,
Yeah.
and between him and the other guy, I can't remember his name is. It's so funny.
Yeah.
It's really gory. It's well written. It's just perfect timing for comedy, but super bad.
Yeah, I mean, Hot Fuzz is like it's just a very funny comedy cop movie.
Yeah,
because that's what it is.
It's got a great, like, if you haven't watched it, it's got, and if you have watched it, it's got a great rewatchability factor. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably one of the best rewatchabilities on that list.
Yeah, for sure. But enough of that.
Enough.
Because Super bad.
Superbad.
Sorry,
Like
Superbad
McLovin.
is the one.
You chose McLovin?
Just McLovin, the driving license, the relevancy today. The memes that came out of it, the really fucking book. Muhammad is like, it has so many great scenes. This is honestly, it's gonna be hard for any movie.
You know, I haven't watched it in years though.
I watch it twice a year, 3 times.
I haven't watched it. When I tell you, I haven't watched it in like 6-7 years.
Yeah, it's just such a stupid. Because this is the thing, right? It's the perfect movie describing teenage boys.
Yeah.
Because even for me, like, that's all we thought about.
Yeah,
just like,
kids. That's all
we think about.
Boys
just like girls and like this, and it's like our minds are consumed by it. And Superbad just says, "All right, we're gonna turn it up a little bit, make it white boy fun because you do some weird stuff that we never do."
Yeah.
But yeah, Superbad for me is one of my favorite movies of all time. Let alone comedies. So
I think it's just
Superbad
prime Seth Rogen, and that makes sense.
Yeah,
Superbad goes crazy.
Yeah, happy with that. All right, we're in the quarterfinals.
Let's go.
No, my bad, bro. We're in the semis. We're in the semifinals. All right, so let's go back to the original bracket. So, Hangover versus Bridesmaids. Whoa, that was a little too quick for me, our guy.
Come on.
That was a little too quick for me.
Come on now. That one Bridesmaids movie clears all three Hangover
combine
movies.
The 3. You're saying
combine 3, and I'm taking Bridesmaids all the time.
You know what, man?
Come on
I agree.
Now. Like, come on now.
I thought I'll fight you over that since you said Bridesmaids. But even if I say, all right, give me the best Hangover, which is Hangover 1, obviously, versus Bridesmaids. Yeah. They both go to Vegas. Oh, no, Bridesmaids attempted to go to Vegas. It didn't work out. I'm going to say Bridesmaids. It just doesn't.
The Bridesmaids Rotten Tomato score beats all 3 of those Rotten Tomato scores together.
You're right. You're probably right. So, okay, so we're going to say Bridesmaids?
Yeah, Bridesmaids.
All right. So, the next one. 40-year-old virgin versus Step Brothers. Not so fast this time, right? Not so fast this time.
Say again? 40-year-old virgin?
40-year-old virgin versus Step Brothers. Will Ferrell versus Steve Carell.
This is
versus
tough.
John C. Reilly.
This is tough.
Yep.
But if I had to choose,
go.
I'm choosing Step Brothers.
Wow.
You know you're choosing Step Brothers.
Let me ask myself this question, okay?
It's just
because it's neck and neck for me.
It's like neck and neck.
So basically, I'm gonna ask myself, which movie would I not watch again? Like, let's say you had to pick one of them to watch for the rest of your life, and the other you never watch again. Which one would I miss more? And I think I'd miss 40-Year-Old Virgin more. Yeah. So for me, I'd pick 40-Year-Old Virgin. Okay. All right. You're picking Step Brothers. All right. Let's toss a coin.
I don't have a coin.
50, it's fine. Tails. 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I'll go with that.
40-Year-Old Virgin is...
If it was other movie, I would have thought, but you know what?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay, give me that one. And then next one, I'll give you that one.
Okay, cool.
Deal? All right. Okay, so let's move on to the other bracket. Rush Hour 2 versus Knocked Up. For me, this is easier.
Rush Hour 2.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, that's not close.
Yeah.
I think just Knocked Up is really good, but Rush Hour
If you put
in
against
general
that,
is just up there.
Yeah. Mean Girls versus Superbad.
Oh, come on
Now
now.
we're talking, man.
Now we're talking. Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking, my guy.
Oh, this is
Mean Girls versus Superbad. I've got my pick, so I'm gonna let you say it first, and then we'll take it from there, and then I'll give you the one up if we disagree.
Mean Girls versus Superbad, and it's crazy. Like cultural impact, they're both the same.
Yeah, they're both the same.
The writing is both the same.
Yeah,
the acting is both the same.
Casting was amazing. There's no wrong answers.
There's no wrong answers.
No.
All right. Here, I'm gonna use the same criteria you chose,
I like
right?
I like it.
If I had to miss one of those movies, I'd miss Mean Girls.
All right, I'm siding with you.
You sided with me? Let's go.
Mean Girls.
Let's go.
I think I would have sided more with Superbad, but I'm gonna give you more.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that.
You can't be mad at because you're right. I think there's no wrong answer.
No. All right, so Bridesmaids versus 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Bridesmaids, man.
Yo, you've
listen. Bridesmaids
that's the one for you, isn't it?
That might be the one for me, but the other bracket is looking low key hot.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bridesmaids, you're going over 40-Year-Old Virgin. You think
Virgin.
overall it's
I think it's
better comedy?
it's a better comedy.
Okay.
Overall, I've watched both of them, and I've sat there and I've laughed. Bridesmaids, I've laughed. I think it comes down to what has made me laugh harder. And they're both comedy movies, and that's the objectives. And Bridesmaid made me laugh harder.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a 40-Year-Old Virgin, I just think there's a lot more nuance, and it's just the storyline. The storyline is really good, but it's just Bridesmaid beats it.
It's tough, man. I'm gonna go with Bridesmaids as well.
Yeah,
I agree. It was a tougher mission to get out 40-Year-Old Virgin, but Bridesmaids, it's just one of those ones.
Yeah,
it's hard to compete against. All right, this is the bracket that you were fearing: Rush Hour 2 versus Mean Girls.
let me take a.
So let me take this one. Let me take this one.
You take this one.
I'll pick first.
This is tough.
So
this is
there's a little bias towards it because for me, Rush Hour 2 is linked to nostalgia as well.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I know where I'm going though. I have
me.
my answer. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, my answer is Rush Hour 2.
Me too.
For real?
For real.
For me, the connection that I have with those two characters, I've got a poster of them in the hallway.
Like, Rush Hour 2 is my play movie.
Yeah?
The Rush Hour movies is my play movie.
That's a great little...
if I'm sitting there and like for 8 hours, I'd watch Rush Hour over and over again.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, but
Rush Hour
Mean Girls though.
But listen, Mean Girls went to the finals, man. You know what I mean? They went all the way to the finals, but you're going against Rush Hour 2, and it's hard to beat that. Now, the final is here, guys. This is it. This is the ultimate champion of the best, according to OMT.
According to One More Take, according to Hannah and Celine.
Yeah, facts. The best comedy film of the 21st century. It's Bridesmaids versus Rush Hour 2.
That's tough. That is tough.
So Rush Hour 2 came out in 2001. It just about obviously makes
10 years apart.
10 years apart.
Exactly.
2011 and Bridesmaids. Obviously, Bridesmaids is a one-off movie, so we do have to rate it even a little bit more, I would say, because it was just one movie versus Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Where maybe we're thinking of Rush Hour 1 as well.
Yeah.
But I think we should do it this way. Just Bridesmaids versus Rush Hour 2. That's it. Okay. You can't look at Rush Hour 1 or 3.
Say no more.
And I'm trying my best not to link it to nostalgia as well.
Yeah. Just link it to straight story.
Up, like, which comedy film is the better comedy film? That's what I'm saying.
Let me think. This is hard, man.
This is tough, man. All right, we're closing off because we're gonna hit the 30-minute mark now.
I'm choosing Rush Hour.
I'm gonna go Rush Hour 2 as well. Let's go.
I love Bridesmaids, but Rush Hour 2 is just.
Hey man,
yeah,
it's the better comedy.
It's a better comedy. Me, come on now.
There's no wrong answer. If somebody's saying, "Listen, Bridesmaids for me is the best comedy in the 21st century," I'll hold my hand up. Cool, I'm with you as well. But Rush Hour 2, to me, is
the better comedy. But that's a great list of comedies.
That was a great little segment there, man. Because it's a lot of comedies that I ain't watching in a while as well that I might tune into. But yeah, guys,
there's one more I think we kind of missed out.
Oh.
Do you ever watch like what do you think of like the Meet the Parents, Meet the Fuckers?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Easy A.
Did you watch Easy A? No, I didn't watch Easy A. No,
Easy A is good. Yeah, you should definitely watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think those movies just kind of fall below. This list.
For sure. Yeah, Meet the Parents was fun. Meet the Fuckers not so much for me. But yeah, that's a good honorable mention as well. But yeah, there you go, guys. Rush Hour 2 is the best comedy film in the 21st century ever. Maybe let's talk about that next week, guys. We're gonna do every comedy film ever released. But anyway, guys, let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Did we miss out on any comedy films that we should have mentioned?
Did we have any crazy takes as to what movie is better than other?
Right. Is any of you like, how did you pick, Mean Girls over Shaun of the Dead, or 40-Year-Old Virgin over Step Brothers? But yeah, that was fun.